They almost closed down, that being the VTuber agency Mythos. As firstly today we check in with one of their talents, Hades, back during the holidays, celebrating her 2-year anniversary with a 3D debut. After that debut, saying thank you so much for celebrating my 2 years with me today. I'd make a big sappy post, but I think it's just simpler to say you guys have been everything to me, and I can't imagine a world not being Hades. I love you all. But then, less than 5 hours later, tweeting out at 6 a.m. Eastern time in the morning, heck, I'm going to say it, hurts to watch your own agency not even acknowledge you for the 2-year anniversary. Saying in reply to another, it's literally only me and one other person's anniversary, and they wish the other person, not me. That other talent being Poseidon, the day before that, celebrating her 2-year anniversary with a brand new outfit debut and Twitch subathon, alongside releasing a brand new cover song. As that day, the main Mythos account would also send out this tweet, saying, happy 2nd anniversary, Poseidon. Celebrate Poseidon's anniversary with her newest merch line. So once again, a promotional tweet for one of the talents, but not the other. Fast forward to this past weekend, and Hades saying, if anyone is trying to get a hold of me on Discord, my account has been restricted and I cannot send messages. As later in the afternoon that day, Mythos would send out this communication, saying, dear Mythos community, first and foremost, we would love to thank you for your continued support towards each of the Mythos talents. We recognize that many within the community have noticed that Mythos has not been performing to the standard we set for ourselves. We want to be transparent in acknowledging this. As a company, we have taken time to reflect, reassess, and make meaningful changes to ensure we do right by both our talents and our community. As part of this process, the company has been working through several internal matters regarding staff, talents, and the future direction of Mythos. With that in mind, we are proud to announce that Trey Legacy has officially acquired the Mythos brand and its intellectual property and will be stepping into the role of owner and CEO. This transition in ownership represents a deliberate step toward improving internal operations, strengthening branding, and enhancing overall quality of life and support for our talents. 4 hours later, the brand new CEO, Trey Legacy, tweeting out, hello Mythos community. Some of you might know me as the manager of the Mythos talents. In October, discussions began regarding the possibility of Mythos closing due to internal challenges. During that time, several talents approached me to ask whether there was a way to help keep Mythos moving forward. After extensive talks with the former CEO, as well as with current and former talents who expressed their support and confidence in me stepping into the role, I made the decision to acquire the Mythos brand and all associated talent intellectual property. I'm looking forward to being the CEO for such amazing and hardworking people. As Mythos is adjusting to these changes, I want to reassure the community that we remain committed to growth and creativity. We will be proceeding with the debut of a brand new wave of goddesses later this year. Among the excitement of this new chapter, Mythos will also be hosting its very first concert featuring multiple talents, along with participating in and hosting various community and industry events. Thank you for your continued support as we build a stronger future for Mythos together. Signed, Trey Legacy, CEO, Mythos. So once again, this manager saying they made the decision to acquire the Mythos brand and all associated talent intellectual property. Here at TVS, we are very disappointed that we were not given the first rights to try to acquire this brand and all associated talent property. I guess we'll just have to buy Warner Brothers instead. As then the next day, we had an even more personal message from Mythos, marked here as addressing some concerns and speculations. Dear Hades and Mythos community, with this post, I would like to approach you formally, but also personally, apologize for what occurred during Hades' 2-year anniversary. Both as a representative of Mythos and previously Hades' manager, I deeply regret the oversight and the disappointment it caused. At the time, Mythos was in the midst of significant internal change, including me taking ownership of the company. During this period, internal communication between management and talents was disrupted, which led to the failure to properly acknowledge and celebrate Hades' anniversary. While these circumstances provide context, they do not excuse the mistake. The lack of visible support shown during such an important milestone should not have happened. For that, I offer my sincere apology and regret for the hurt that has caused to Hades and those who have supported her. Once again, this message coming from Trey Legacy, the new CEO of Mythos. Hades herself simply replying, I appreciate the apology. Thank you for stepping up and working towards making Mythos into a safe place for the talents. The next day, Hades also updating with, my Discord is finally unrestricted. Tomorrow will be a busy day for me. Please pray. So seemingly, Mythos has dodged a bullet, staying open further into 2026 and potentially a new generation of goddesses to join them soon. This as others have been leaving agencies. Turning now to V4 Mirai. Kicking off the holiday season, we had this graduation of Yumi the Witch from V4 Mirai. This being an immediate graduation, but this message also saying we hope that you'll join her gym mates the next day. All over on one of her Gen Mates channels for a remembrance stream. Numerous talents wishing farewell to this otherwise silent now graduated talent, and then yes, the next day running a tongue-in-cheek remembrance stream. As we have here on January 9th, V4 Mirai at Anime Los Angeles. Once again on Friday, January 9th at 5 p.m., letting us know about the V4 fan and cosplay gathering at Site 3, a hashtag Cyber Fever live concert at 8 p.m., and throughout the weekend, meet and greet with the robots and Oshi Snap. As who is also losing another member is Chroma Shift, that member being SheepTuber Chikafuji Lisa, seen here in her 4.0 reference sheet, and giving us this very flowery announcement. Literally, flowers are all over this thing, remarking, "Hi everyone. Over nearly 5 years, I put my whole heart into my craft. I'm grateful for the things I've been able to experience thus far, and in the past 2 years, I've been with Idol/Brave Group US/Chroma Shift, this talent before even being a part of the Sundaria agency." Lisa later saying, "With that all being said, from March 2026 onward, I will be continuing my activities independently," remarking, "Making this decision was painful but necessary. I wish the people I've worked with the absolute best in everything they do." Chroma Shift this weekend also busy at Anime Los Angeles, teaming up with Otakography. Otakography not only working with current Chroma Shift talents, but also prior Chroma Shift talents over this weekend. Posting this up this week, IRL VTubers meeting virtual VTubers, utilizing Elgato's all-in-one teleprompter. This as, once again this week, we are back with ironmouse, tweeting out, "Cry For Me is back." Thank you guys so much for the support. Her original song being taken down from Spotify earlier due to a fake copyright claim. This all while various troll songs using slurs and imitating her voice were also being associated to her Spotify account. Music artist and producer who often works with ironmouse on song after song, updating us that the troll songs have been removed and Cry For Me is back up. It's a good day. As to you guys can confirm, we are not seeing these troll songs on either Spotify or YouTube.com. This information also initially shared on our new subreddit, r/things VTubers say. Check it out right now with the link below. Unfortunately, there has been another loss this week, as over on twitch.tv, the ironmouse love global emote has been removed. Zach Booth is sharing, Twitch just did a massive global emote purge. The oldest emote removed dates back to 2021, as not only do we have the ironmouse love emote removed, but also other fan favorites like Pot Friend. Well, next up, the big news this morning came from Hololive, finally giving us a reveal of Hololive Dreams, their upcoming mobile game. And surprise, surprise, it's a rhythm game. You can play this solo or in multiplayer mode with 5 other players, linking you up with an entire Hololive generation. This game featuring an entire skill system, and of course being a mobile game in auto-play mode. This is alongside what looks to be a story mode. Underneath these images, it's saying, based on mutual agreement, talents who have graduated and concluded their activities during the production period will appear in select story segments as originally planned, meaning we could see some surprise guests that have been gone for some time from Hololive. This all working off a training/deck setup with 1 designated leader and 5 members. Surprising many, this game will feature over 150 songs, including original songs and cover songs, plus over 50 Hololive members in the game itself. Plus, the Hololive Dreams theme song is going to be performed by all featured members. It's currently a work in progress. Hololive Indonesia member Crazy Ali seeing all this and asking, do talents get freebies? Takanashi Kiara of Hololive English responding, Lamau, I asked that too during a meeting with them. Further tweeting out, a certain shark would have loved that. One user simply replying to Kiara with the vague post king, and Kiara tweeting back, it's not that vague, you're just lazy. As further along here, we have Matsuri with Hololive Japan sharing, I'll never forget that when I met Yago soon after my debut, he said he wanted to release a Hololive rhythm game someday. I'm really happy. This as we're always happy with Nina Maenanis of Hololive English, recently releasing her brand new song, Taco Takeover, and after also holding a release party stream. That stream, unfortunately, being hit. Nina sharing, I knew it, copyright struck by Nina Maenanis. How could she do this to me? Yes, that's right, with even a brief snippet of the song during her own stream. The YouTube system caught this and and hit her stream. This having occurred to Anya Melfisa in the past, and she is replying here simply with a lol. That's all while we're also laughing along with FaZe Connect tonight, as once again, mark your calendars, FaZeCon 2026 is officially a go. This event is being held on June 13th and 14th at the Hyatt Regency San Francisco. As also finally coming up the weekend after next on Saturday, January 17th, we'll have the long delayed and awaited debut of Anya Nyabis. This all the while, earlier on Christmas Day, we would have a Christmas medley for FaZemas. The Euphoria generation would give us a full gin cover of Santa-san, as FaZe fans had plenty of other options for streams, such as I'm Gonna Kill Santa Claus. And further rounding out the year, we had the annual FaZe Awards, as voted on by both the talents and staff within FaZe Connect. Turning us over to Rina Ruse, your very own evil woman. During the holidays, celebrating 50,000 with a 3D bunny suit reveal, alongside champagne and a photo shoot. We're also now releasing a brand new album, that entitled Casual Blasphemy. It's available for sale alongside a pen light, CD keychains, and Shikishi board. It's all available for pre-order until February 28th. And if you'd like to go a little loud and subtle all at once, FaZe Euphoria also has second anniversary merch available, including a Hawaiian print button-up shirt, a fanny pack, alongside a survival guide and postcard, lenticular poster, and even a selection of carabiners. All while next we're checking in with the Dimpa jellyfish, Leah, relaying to us this interaction that she had with her 6-year-old niece, her big-brained 6-year-old niece.
She got chapstick for Christmas, right? So then I asked her when she was putting on her chapstick, and I was like, oh, is it yummy? And she was like, what do you mean, is it yummy? And I was like, is your chapstick yummy? And she was like, I don't eat chapstick. And I was like, when I was your age, I ate chapstick. And you know what she said to me? She said, well, I'm smart.
Yeah, that checks out. All the while next we also have Chisaka Irie. This gambler in FaZe Connect, gambling with YouTube's monetization policies, holding a risque Christmas fashion show, and at one point wearing nothing but a towel. This as over the holidays she won big, as FaZe Connect during the holiday season was rewarding the talents that chose to stream during the holidays, which in turn would earn them points, which in turn those points could be spent on playing a gacha. Irie here winning a GeForce RTX 5070, one of 3 being handed out during this gacha. That as on Christmas morning, this FaZe Connect talent would drop this bomb, showing off these DMs between herself and the FaZe Connect CEO, a CEO who for years now has been promoting their brand coffee, being revealed here saying, our coffee is custom and for sophisticated coffee drinkers. Starbucks is for plebs like me. Ivan K shedding further light on this. I still remember Sakana walking around drinking Starbucks at the summer comic convention. That was funny. The president of a coffee company drinking Starbucks. Other members going on to win such things as new outfits, but who came out on top with the biggest prizes was, of course, the Blue Music Bear, Urika. Uchikura Urika here wishing us a Merry Christmas, performing a Lindsey Sterling Christmas violin karaoke, along with this message of Uru Santa wishes you a Merry Christmas and hopes you enjoy your gift of premium subscriptions to every dating app that exists in order to find you a goth baddie girlfriend. This as Urika would win big during the company gacha, firstly earning a $50 Chipotle gift card and responding, guess what I'm eating every meal next week. Only then to pull a second $50 gift card, and then trading a keyboard with Leah for yet another gift card, as then Amanagawa Shina would give Urika another gift card. The Blue Bear on Christmas morning updating us with, you'll never guess what I just rolled. Minutes later, another update. This just in, I have $300 worth of Chipotle gift cards. And then upon another gift, Urika saying it's a Christmas miracle, $350 of Chipotle gift cards. The wait for these cards to come in was unbearable, as Urika late last night would also expose Sakana here, remarking, he tried to take my Chipotle. Showing off this message, congrats Urika, you have received a Chipotle e-gift card. Kevin Lee, aka Sakana, the FaZe Connect CEO, simply saying, bought it for myself by mistake. A likely story, as less than a half hour later, this distinguished CEO would simply tweet out, there is so much porn on Twitter. Numerous talents simply replying in disgust and disappointment. Sheena here with Sakana, remember when you told me to post less? Well, I think it's time to use that advice for yourself. As the artist Oimo Buster pointed out, Sakana, the algorithm is curated to you. All right, it's time for less controversy, so we're going to turn over to Pipkin Pippa, turning heads with this look and letting us know Hollywood was a mistake. And upon seeing this tweet remarking FaZeCon is in the old Offkai venue, Pippa showing off her stolen goods from Offkai. Admitting it here, sneaking in the off-Kai atrium sign I stole from the garbage and slapping a FazeCon sticker over the logo. This all the while, here we have a pre-order for a FaceConnect VTuber Pick and Pippa cosplay costume, available in small to 4 times extra large. Kelly Hoshiumi of FaceConnect simply remarking, "I want one," while also Lumi of FaceConnect would say, "Holy F, it's happening." Pippa seeing this and simply remarking, "Unofficial, but just in time for FaceCon." This leading to this telltale artwork. Victus here remarking, "So as a joke." This friendly cosplayer saying, "Since my homie feels down as of late, maybe this will cheer him up." This costume also getting the attention of others. Aoi, a VTuber that shares the same character illustrator with Pippa, having in the past collaborated with the BunTuber, alongside another VTuber. The 3 seen here with this comment, "Love my family, Aoi Pippa love." That coming from Chio Chompy, a VTuber who we thought we'd never hear from again, formerly as a part of the now defunct Pixel Link group, having graduated back in March with closure of that agency, and moving on to her other account, Rebby Rompin, a connection this VTuber has made numerous times, surprising us 5 months later with this announcement saying, "I have recently obtained the opportunity to purchase my IP from my old agency, Pixel Link, as here she is before the end of the year," remarking, "Thank you for coming to my debut. I'm so happy I get to see PogChamps again after so long. We're gonna have so many great adventures." Rhyme here with a small Chio redesign, as once again, Chio wins. All right, and now we're turning over to Oshi Uplink, Canada's premier VTuber convention, to be held May 2nd through the 3rd in Toronto, updating us that Stellarverse Productions is an official sponsor for the event. Once again, that being SVP, celebrating their first anniversary of Infinium with merchandise. Pre-orders only available until January 9th. You have just a few hours left to get a hold of some big tails and big bun ears. As also further along, we have Neon Shrine on January 9th at Anime Los Angeles at 9 p.m. in the Grand Ballroom, holding the Shogatsu, a rocking New Year's festival featuring not only Chikafuji Lisa, but also being joined alongside Emilia Fell, Cottontail VA, and Isa Corva. Meet and greets before this concert being held by Oshi Snap, and then the next day on Saturday, January 10th, Isa Corva will be busy at another performance, that being the Boat Goes Bented event. This VTuber concert hosted by V-Fleet Project, live aboard the battleship Iowa in Los Angeles, California, featuring such talents as Ritsuri, Rocky Kazuki, Ava Ananova, Josie62, Obi Kitty Cat, Alien Mixture, and Nene Amano. Nene Amano on Christmas Eve releasing her 9th original song in a 3D music video. As all the while, we also have Glitch Stars during the holidays hosting a live stream for Doctors Without Borders Glitch Stars charity event, raising 67. I'm not going to survive this year. Glitch Stars this weekend also debuting a brand new Jin, Irunia, kicking off this Saturday, January 10th with Kana Yanagi, already a member of Glitch Stars for a few months now, but officially joining a Jin. Her debut beginning at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. 45 minutes later, we'll have the debut of Amaya Whisper, followed 45 minutes later by Hiyori Mokami. And lastly, 45 minutes after that, the debut of Lamina Alteri. Phew, busy times this weekend. Once again, join our subreddit. It's new and you can check it out with the link below. And for even more news, join our Discord. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, as we'll have more things VTubers say for you soon.